So maybe tell us a little bit about the concept of a service level agreement, how that can help.
Actually, it's your commitment. Yeah. It's like, okay, I will provide mentoring to you. Our commitment is providing mentoring means that every time that we have different ways of doing that. For example, we see that there is a project with a problem, right? And we have someone that has not a lot of experience managing this project. So you don't need to request anything. It's automatic, right? You will be called to be mentored. Or it can be something by request. So people can ask the PMO, could you mentor me in this specific topic? 2 ways of doing that. So it's about service development. And we have to agree how we will do that. So, okay, can you just call me anytime? No, actually, I can provide you 5 hours every month. Oh, but I need 10. Okay, so let's see what we can do. If we can provide someone external, but this is my commitment with you, and it's part of the perception of value.
What's so refreshing about what you're saying, and it kind of ties into the first book we talked about, is stop thinking as a PMO, and you mentioned this in an off-screen conversation. One of the big things that gets in our way is this hierarchical thinking. I have to live my position. I have to act a certain way, and you're like, no, act the way your position, noblesse oblige, right?
Yeah.
We're servant leaders, and PMOs. What I like about the business model thing is look at the people that you interact with not as your employees, but as your clients.
Exactly.
What are their needs? And taking it one step further and saying, well, let me ask you what you need. I probably have an idea what you need, but I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to ask you. What do you have? Do you have a headache? Right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, ask a couple questions and onboard them and say, well, listen, what if I provide this service to you? It creates a whole different feeling in the relationship, and it creates a whole other level of onboarding and engagement.
Absolutely. And see, the focus is on people, not on the technique. Yeah. And sometimes a solution for one customer can create problems for another customer. For example, okay, you have to meet some specific need of control that you found with the executives. It means that you have to control someone else, the project managers, for example, and they will feel upset with that. Yeah. How can you manage this? Yeah. It's a kind of conflict that you have to manage because you need to establish trust-based relationships with everyone. So this is one of the challenges, And of course, in each company, the solution will be different. Yeah. But all of these things are connected.
One of the things that I think is an emotional strain for selling something that people actually want, this service level agreement, is when you're talking about a service level agreement, in a lot of companies, we have this principle which I call Peter paying Paul. Mm-hmm. I have money in this pocket and I take it out and I put it in this pocket, but it's still in the same pants and it still belongs to the same person. What I'm saying is that a lot of PMOs find themselves in a position as a staff position that they have to account for their FTEs, right? So in their service levels agreement, they say, well, if I provide you with 5 hours, then I will bill internally. It's basically accounting. It's
like a shared service.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
Honestly, I don't see that frequently. Yeah. Right. So in theory, it makes a lot of sense, but I don't see it frequently. I couldn't tell you that it's a partner for success.
So I think from an accounting, I agree. My experience in a couple companies, I've seen it a couple actually. Yeah. I think it dampens the spirit more than it helps.
Yeah, I've seen that in many other areas. Yeah. Like shared services, traditional shared services. It's very common, but at PMOs, really, I can't tell you. Maybe 1 or 2 companies that I saw something like that. And this is a very good point because, again, I'm talking about an SLA, right? What would it be for you? It can be half a page, right? It can be 5 pages. It depends on what you want. You can keep things very simple, especially in the beginning. What we are talking about with SLA is you need to establish some commitment. For example, we are creating a new methodology, right? It's obvious that in the 6 first months, the adoption rate will be low. Yeah. I need to align
it. We
can help
it.
You know, and I need to align it with you, because otherwise, maybe you will have the expectation that everyone will be using the methodology in the next month.
Actually, quite honestly, I'd be happy if they get it and look at it first stage, right?
So this is the point. It's about alignment of expectations.
Yeah, it's the awareness, step number 1. We want to create awareness.
Yeah, absolutely.